If your life looks like mine did, there is a way out and there is a solution. There are people waiting to help you. You do not have to do it on your own. Hey, my name is Colin. I'm from Seattle, Washington. I grew up with my parents. They raised me and my brother. You know, really into sports. That was kind of my whole life growing up. It was a pretty supportive environment, fairly normal childhood. When I was like 14, it was that summer where certain kids I knew started getting invited to parties. It didn't take long, like 2 weeks after I smoked weed for the first time, I was smoking weed every day. I think it was sophomore year of high school. Pretty quickly, the friends I was with, we started experimenting with like psychedelics, which turned into MDMA. What started with weed and mushrooms for one school year ended with like ecstasy, cocaine, you know, the harder drugs. The drug use slowly narrowed the variety of things that gave me joy. You know, it slowly took over priority. My drug of choice for the past 3.5, 4 years was fentanyl and methamphetamine. I was a pretty like steady, consistent, semi-manageable cocaine addict for a long time. I met a random dude one day in my neighborhood when I was all strung out, and he introduced me to methamphetamine. I tried meth and heroin that day. It planted a seed. The first time I ever personally picked up meth, I didn't go a day without it. Halfway into that meth addiction, I started smoking fentanyl. The last 1.5 years of my addiction, my family had no contact with me at all. I had gotten arrested and charged with a list of felonies. I got evicted from my house. I was living on the street, had serious warrants, and no contact with any family. What finally got me was being picked up on those warrants, seeing a serious amount of potential prison time, being on a fugitive hold where I had no way to get out of jail. I was a fugitive. I just recognized that I'm either gonna die on the street, spend the next decade of my life in prison, or I can start reaching out to people. So I called my mom from jail. Anything sounded better than those other alternatives. I just was ready to do whatever I had to do, honestly. I was nervous because I knew my life was about to change and I didn't know what that was gonna look like. I knew that I had to put one foot in front of the other. My first impression when I arrived at Mile High was that there's people here that actually want to help me. I was surrounded by other people that were here for the same reason as me. Going to meetings, I knew I had support with my housemates, and I could tell people actually cared about me. And I was watching people whose lives had looked like mine pick up chips for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. I was hearing them share in meetings. It gave me some hope that it was possible. I did the IOP program here. What stood out to me was being able to connect with other people in recovery every day. I realized at a certain point in that process that every day we get to go to a building not far away from the house we live at and be with other people trying to be sober. I recognized it was a special place. You are lucky if you get the opportunity to come to a place like this every day. The team at Mile High is great. It's like people that have been there, people that know what we're going through, people that are doing it themselves. You know, it's not people that read a book about how to do it. It's people that have done it themselves and can actually support you. I thought it was like rehab is a 30-day program and then you go back to your life, and it's not. Mile High has a built-in community of sober livings, of like service events. It's given me some of the best friends I have. 18 months ago, I was sitting in a jail cell in withdrawals after living on the street with 0 options. I did not think my life could look anything like it does today. Since I got into recovery, I'm employable now. You know, I didn't have a bank account. My recovery kept me out of prison. You know, I have a new partner. I have my own place for the first time in about 3 years. And I'm lucky enough to be working for a nonprofit where we serve the homeless with a housing program. I'm now giving back to the community that I came out of. I can show up for my family. I can be of service to my community, and I can make an impact on newcomers just starting their recovery journey. You know, if you're like me, if your life looks like mine did, there is a way out and there is a solution. And there are people waiting to help you. You do not have to do it on your own. The community at Mile High is a large reason that I'm still sober today. The only requirement is that you go all in on it, and you can change your life.